So last year on Ash Wednesday, I was in Derby City Centre, and I was walking past the Derby Cathedral, and there were some people out there who were ashing people's foreheads. They had little pots of ash, and they would draw a little cross with the ash on people's foreheads. And this lady asked me if I wanted it done to me, and as she was doing it to me, she said the words, "From dust you came, and from dust you shall return." And that phrase just really connected with me. I found it had a profound moment of it, just lots of thoughts and feelings clicking into place. In a split second, I found myself sort of questioning all the things that I've been spending my time and energy on in life, thinking about building myself a good career, how do I progress my career, how do I get earn more money, essentially, how do I buy myself a nice home, how do I make that home nicer, how do I kind of build up my nice possessions, and I just suddenly had a moment of connecting with the fact that down the line, when I'm gone, this will all turn to dust. This won't mean anything to anyone. All this stuff that I'm investing my time and energy in will ultimately become a bit irrelevant. And in that split second, that felt like a wilderness place to me, and it felt like a place where I was a bit lost, really, in that split second. But I was left with the question, well, what is the purpose of it all then? What is the point? Why do I wake up every morning? And I think immediately I felt that something connected for me in that my my legacy, the only legacy that really matters, is the legacy of being part of the family of Jesus Christ. That my name will be forgotten, but my family will be remembered and will be known by people as a family of people who love God and love their neighbour and care for their neighbour and are for their neighbour. That is my legacy. That is the legacy that lasts. That in knowing that Christ has loved me, I'm inspired to then go and love others and care for others. And my hope is that they then receive Jesus' love, and they're inspired to do the same. That they're inspired to go and love others and be for people around them, and we have this chain reaction of making each other's lives just a little bit brighter and shaping the world around us, our communities around us, to be a little bit brighter. And that's something that lasts. That's something that lasts beyond my lifetime. So when I think about this scripture that we, as a community of Christians that I belong to, we've been thinking about a verse in Psalm 78, where God's people are in the wilderness, and they kind of challenge God with this, this question, can you spread a table for me in the wilderness? What does that look like? And I guess my experience, my kind of testimony is that, God does spread a table for us in the wilderness. The table what that looks like for me. I work in mental health services, and I frequently meet people who are asking these questions about, what is the meaning of life? Does anyone know me? Does anyone care about me? Am I loved? What is the point in my life? And as I spend time with these people, I'm drawn to see the qualities that they have, the God-given qualities that are worth caring about and worth worth loving, and and I'm inviting people into these discussions to say, people do care. There is purpose in your life. And my hope is that what it looks like to sit around the table with these people is to share life together, is to make them feel that they have a place where they belong in my life, in my community, and is to invite other people who are in that space feeling lost into that conversation, so that they can experience some of that love and belonging.
He was there in the dirt where you stood, and there's hope.
So my hope in sharing this with you is that we can start to build a bit of a conversation around that question: can God spread a table for us in the wilderness? My question to you watching this is, what do those wilderness times? What have they looked like in your life? Being a place of being in the wilderness, and what does it look like for God to invite you to the table in that place, to spread a table before you? Who are the people that you can invite around that table, and what does it look like to share a meal with those people and to live life with those people?